Coming up on this edition of Science Rocks, we'll show you what students are doing here at the Lakewood High School CAT program. It's all part of our Summer Tips program, which includes tours of Valpak, USF St. Pete, and Pinellas Technical College. Plus, elementary science specialist Julie Poth shows us how teachers spent their summer break learning about our natural environment. Science Rocks is next.
Yes.
Laura Spence, STEM Specialist for Pinellas County Schools. It's been a busy summer for our students who love STEM, and today we're taking you to the Summer Tips program. We have Pinellas Technical College here. This 4-week program is for incoming 8th grade students with a passion for STEM. It includes the study of robotics, computer programming, multimedia, and guidance. And today here at Lakewood, students are working on their final robotics competition, making real-world connections to the show BattleBots. Explain to us, what does this mean for you as a TIPS teacher to work with middle school students?
Well, the biggest thing is they're so capable at this age. It's amazing to give them all the parts and let them go on their own. That's why we have them design and build all their own robots from scratch, is that they can go and with a really fast, really steep learning curve, they can build these successful robots on their own with their own design. So that's really neat that they can do that at such a young age, and then they can move on to other programs and take all that with them.
Part of the TIPS camp is to open them up to STEM experiences, and when talking to the students, they can use the vocabulary associated with building a robot. How did you build that basis for them to discuss like that?
It goes through the designs we pick. SumoBot, for example, is using torque and friction, and we learn about the force of motor versus speed, the trade-off between wheel diameter and speed, gearing and speed. So all this is built into the curriculum. It's kind of sneaky in the sense they have to learn it, and then you hear them talking about, let's change out to bigger wheels or smaller wheels to get this or this result. Same with the other one, the RoverBot, how they pick things up, the torque arm, the lever ratios, all that stuff. It works in. We can't pick anything up, so we need to move our center of gravity further back. And you hear them saying these things, and they understand what they're having to do to change and make things better.
So ladies, explain to me what we're looking at.
It's a RoverBot, and the RoverBot basically is like a claw, and we have to pick stuff up off the ground, and the claw has to put it in our bucket so we can win. And if we have the most things on the ground and pick it up, then our robot wins and goes to different competitions.
Part of the program is also designed to give students a glimpse of career pathways in STEM and options for their educational career beyond Pinellas County Schools. We're here at Pinellas Technical College, St. Pete, and this is one of the stops that our TIPS camp students are taking to learn about STEM throughout Pinellas County. Why is it important for these middle school students to see what you have to offer?
Well, a lot of children are focused on, four-year college and that kind of stuff, and just the basic kind of careers that they know of. What we offer here are all technologies, and as you know, we need people to do plumbing, we need people to do electrical, we need all those kinds of services. Each of these services that we have here are ingrained in math and science. I mean, they need to know so much of that. So these are the ideal people that we want to learn these things, because obviously we want our cars fixed properly and those kinds of things. But not only in that aspect, in the other part of it, like everything now is going to computer, even in the car industry, as we saw. So that we need people with those good computer minds and those kinds of things. So a lot of times students don't think about, fixing a car, you're needing math and science. It's just greasy hands. You know what I mean? So we want them to know that those great minds, those math and science minds, are really and truly what we need in these industries, in building construction, you want people with accurate measurements. You want people that know that. And this all of these technologies lead into business ownership, lead to all that kind of business aspects as well.
What are you going to bring back to the classroom tomorrow to talk to your students about?
Well, the many opportunities where they can merge their programming with what they saw here. So we saw the automotive industry, and there are many people that love to work with their mind and their hands. And they found out that they can design, through computer programming, all the different components of engines, because cars nowadays are basically run on computers.
What are some of the things that you've seen that interest you?
Well, the cars and automotives kind of interest me. I help my dad all the time with that stuff. The welding's kind of cool because my dad also did that, and the painting because I like painting.
For students that are interested in attending this camp next year, what advice could you give them?
That it's a really good camp and you should definitely do it.
Another big part of the TIPS camp is a STEM experience at a major university, and that's what we're doing today here at USF St. Pete. In addition to learning about the USF St. Petersburg campus, students spend time in the state-of-the-art media center, discovering more about television production and how computers play a big part in making TV magic. Then, students attend a fully accredited biology lab class with USF students, conducting experiments with one of the world's leading authorities on ants. Teams paired with college students to conduct data collection throughout the USF campus with sugar water, counters, and clipboard.
So we take data sets, or we go out and we collect data, and then we analyze them, seeing what's statistically significant, seeing if there's any kind of correlation between the data. Right now, we are looking at ants. We are trying to attract them with sugar water, little spitballs. And we're not getting anything right now by the puddle, but hopefully some other groups are getting some better data.
What did you want students to get out of today?
Today, it's all about data. As a country, we count and measure things more frequently than we ever have in the past. And we've got data oozing out of our pores practically in all kinds of locations. So if we can't understand and learn how to collect data and analyze it, we are going to be more subject to somebody else's opinion than our own, and a little more gullible. So the whole point of this class is to ask a question, come up with a way to answer that question, get some data, and analyze it. And what we discovered today is a very simple thing. Ants like food and water just as much as we do.
This is also an opportunity for middle school students to talk one-on-one with college freshmen to get their perspective about this lifestyle.
Well, it's really interesting because I'm seeing all these people at that age and learning what they like, what they learn, and it's really cool to learn what they have here at USFSP.
So you talked to one of the college students during the ant investigation. What did you talk about?
Well, we talked about why the ants weren't coming and why some of them were. And I really asked her a lot of questions about how's the school, is it interesting, is there lots of fun classes, and we all pretty much just talked about that.
So then, the students were ready to take their understanding of science and STEM education to the next level, seeing it in action in the real world. This is the international headquarters for Valpak, a place that epitomizes STEM. This gives students a chance to see how technology is being used in today's industry and business. Jamie Wasserman tells us how the students prepared for their study of career exploration.
Well, for the first 3 weeks of camp, we've spent a lot of time doing career exploration, and we've done that through some online resources. And then this week, the kids actually did a career project on one of the careers that they had done some preliminary research on, and then they spent a couple of days in depth looking at the training, the education, They spent time looking at one company that was a major employer in that career area, and then they created a project, whether it was a PowerPoint, a poster, a website, and then yesterday they presented those to each other as a group.
One of Valpak's engineers talks about how robotics are such an integral part of their international business and operation. On the floor here we see very few workers. Explain why we don't see a lot of people working on the floor.
Well, most of the material movement's handled by machines. As you can see, in the old days we would have used forklifts to move this material around. Now a computer just sends the order to these, and they're looking for work, and when they see a job that they can do, they'll accept that job and they'll take it on. The AGVs that are carrying the rolls, there's laser sensors in front of them. They're looking for obstacles so that if you step in front of them by mistake or there's an object that somebody leaves on the floor, they'll automatically stop.
What career opportunities could students look forward to if they were thinking about working at Valpak?
Well, there's software programming. We have many software engineers. We have what we call controls engineers that write the code or modify programs for the machinery. We have software engineers that are writing the code for our ordering systems and to send the directions down to the floor so that the machinery responds.
We've spent some time talking about high school credits because most of these kids are accelerated and taking high school classes in 8th grade. So we've started to talk about 4-year planning and looked at in the career cruising software, it has preliminary 4-year plans, so we've tracked that out with the kids, and so they can get an idea about how what they're doing now is going to translate to a career 4 or 5 years down the road as they enroll in college. And this program definitely has students excited and serves as a springboard to follow their studies in high school and beyond.
When they come to our camp, it helps them think about making a choice. Do they really want to go into a STEM type of a high school environment, or is there something else that they wanted? And there are many kids they heard about programming, they heard about robotics, but they're not sure until they actually do it hands-on. So that would be the best part, is by coming to TIPS, you're getting a little sampling of everything that's offered.
I kind of wanted to go to Lakewood in the first place, so I thought if I went to the camp, I could find out if I liked Lakewood or not, because they have the STEM program there. I really like Lakewood. Really like the programming, and I also really like the building the robots and everything, and I'm going to like that a lot.
We had a great response from students and parents in our 3rd year of the TIPS program, and we're looking to expand even bigger and better next summer. Coming up next on Science Rocks, elementary science specialist Julie Pope shows us how teachers have spent their summer learning about our natural environment. Science Rocks rolls on in a moment.